Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series of Data Science Practical, where I'm going to decode the secrets of data science and turn the theory into the practice. So, let's get started. In our very first practical, we have to write a program to swap the rows and columns of an array in a reverse order using that to NumPy. Now, when it has been given already that we have to use a NumPy. Now, let's understand what is NumPy. See, NumPy stands for numerical Python, and also the word has been designed in such a way NumPy, num for numerical and py for Python, which is a powerful library in Python used for numerical computation. And one of its fundamental component is the NumPy array. Now there comes a question, what is a NumPy array? And that is what we're going to use in our practicals. NumPy arrays are nothing but a grid of values of the all same data type, which is actually similar to the Python list but with additional functionalities and optimized for the numerical operations. Now let's look into some of the features and characteristics of NumPy array, wherein the first characteristics we can understand, that is homogeneous data. That means all the elements in the NumPy must have the same data type. It is also multidimensional. That means we can create with the help of NumPy array, one-dimensional array, two-dimensional, and also n-dimensional arrays. It is also supporting the advanced indexing and slicing, which makes it easy to access and manipulate the specific elements of the subset of it. Let's move ahead and start implementing our program. For that, we first need the NumPy to be imported. In order to import the NumPy, first we require the import statement. And this will be common for all the 10 practicals which we're gonna see. First, in order to import the NumPy, we required a keyword called import. Now, this is helpful for importing all other libraries into the Python. Import NumPy as NP. Now, NumPy here is nothing but a library, and we're calling it in a very short form, that is NP, with the help of AS, that is called alias. Once you import the NumPy, next is to get that array into a particular variable. And for that reason, we have created here a variable called nums. Now, as we have seen the features of array, we can create one-dimensional, multi-dimensional, and of course, two-dimensional arrays. In our case, in order to do the swappings of rows and columns, we're going to create a two-dimensional array. And for that, first we required np, that is a short form for a NumPy, which we have created, np.array. Array is a function which is coming from a NumPy. Since it is a function, we have to use a round bracket ahead of an array, and we have to give the square brackets. Now, as we have already seen the features of an array, wherein one-dimensional array we can create two-dimensional and multi-dimensional as well. In our case, we're going to create the two-dimensional array. For that, we have taken a round bracket, inside that one main square bracket. And to understand each and every swapping properly, we have differentiated the data into one with the string and rest going with the integer. So as you can see, first of all, we have given the names as C1, C2, C3, C4, and the rest going with 1-digit data, 2-digit data, and 3-digit data. After that, we're going to print the array. In the first print statement, we are writing a original array, and then in the next print, we are going to actually print the array. Now, if you see our array is printed, now it's time to swap those. And in first, we're going to swap that in the reverse order. For that, we need to create a variable first, wherein all this swapping will be stored. And for our case, we have created that swap underscore row, which is equal to nums. Now, what is nums here? Nums is nothing but the array, original array, where we have created. And we have called here for the reference, that is all the operations of swapping will be performed on that. Here we are using an advanced slicing, wherein it depends upon which position you're writing this. Now, in order to reverse it, we require :-1. That is helpful for actually reversing it. And writing it in the first position, make sure that it has been implemented on the rows. And if you're writing that in the second place, it makes sure that it has to be implemented on the columns. So in our case, first of all, we're gonna swap the rows only. Now writing :-1, if you see the outcome, all the rows has been swapped up. As our string data has been came on the very last position and the 3-digit data has been came on a very first position, that ensures it has been swapped successfully. Similar ways, we're going to swap the columns, and now if you can see, by using double colon minus 1 in the second place, it has been swapped the columns as well. Wherein in our string data, C4 was the last one in the original data, but now C4 has been came in the very first position. Now let's understand if we just write this double colon minus 1 in both the places. Now when I'm writing this and implementing that, now as you can see, the very last one, that is C4, has been came on the very last position, and the 3-digit data has been moved to the very first position. Now let's understand how we can swap the particular row, just only one row, and how we can do that on the columns as well. For that, one more time I've created an array, so you can also understand how to create array in a multiple ways. For that, again, we need to import an numpy. Now we're going to swap the particular row or a particular column from the given array, and for that we are creating an array one more time, so you can understand कि array बनाने के और कितने तरीके होते हैं. फिर एक बार हमें चाहिए कि array का एक वेरिएबल बनाएं जहाँ पे array स्टोर होगा. तो my underscore array is a variable equal to np.arange. Again, arange एक फंक्शन है जो np से आ रहा है, जहाँ पे मैंने पास किया है 12 का मतलब है इसमें 12 एलिमेंट्स होने वाले हैं. एंड देन आई एम यूजिंग वन मोर फंक्शन दैट इज कॉल्ड रीशेप. अब रीशेप क्या है, ये भी एक फंक्शन है जिसमें मैंने पास किया है 3,4. अब ये इंश्योर करता है कि यहाँ पे 3 रोज हो और 4 कॉलम्स हो, और इसके अंदर का जो डेटा रहेगा दैट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 0 एंड गो टिल 11. दैट मीन्स ऑल 12 एलिमेंट्स विल बी गिवन इन दैट. अब जब हमारा एरे बन गया है, अब इसे स्वैप करते हैं. तो इन ऑर्डर टू स्वैप द पर्टिकुलर रो और कॉलम, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू क्रिएट one more way of swapping this one. This is again called an advanced indexing, or we can say advanced slicing. अब जब हमारा array बन गया है, इसे swap करते हैं. तो हमें पहले ज़रूरत पड़ेगी my underscore array की. We are giving a square bracket ahead of it. That means we're going to do a kind of slicing which is called advanced slicing. As you can see, I'm not going to do anything on my rows, so I'm keeping it as it is, but I want every element to be printed properly, so I've simply kept colon. अब जो भी ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म होगा वो सिर्फ कॉलम के ऊपर होगा, तो इसीलिए मैंने उसके अंदर एक स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट फिर से यूज किया, जहाँ पे मैं पास कर रही हूँ 0,1. तो अब ये 0,1 है क्या? These are nothing but the index numbers जहाँ पे मेरी swapping होनी चाहिए. So this is my places I have given where this swapping will be done. Now exactly when I have to do a swapping, I'll be using equal to my array again one more time. Again writing the same code, square bracket, colon, in that square bracket I'm passing 1,0. तो देखो इनिशियली मैंने पास किया था 0,1, जो मेरा एक्चुअल में फर्स्ट पोजीशन है जहाँ पे मुझे स्वैपिंग चाहिए. तो मेरी फर्स्ट पोजीशन दैट इज 0 के ऊपर मुझे आना चाहिए 1 नंबर का रो. So on my index number 0, I want index number 1 should be swapped with, and on my index number 1, the index 0 should be swapped with. And after swapping the columns, as you can see, on my index number 0, the column, that is the first column, my index number 2 has been came. And on my index number 1 of the column from an array, my index number 0 has been replaced. This is the same way we can do it on the rows as well. So let me know in the comments that you were able to perform this same operations on the rows as well, and all the best.